She was giving her some blowback, pause, and they were going back and forth. So let's lock in. You feel me? You feel me? A beautiful headache. Yep. Facts. So let's lock in.
Only single male because they're not meeting women's healthy relationship standards. What would you say? Just context. What would you say that are unhealthy or healthy relationship standards that you would say generally men have a problem meeting?
Say the question one more time.
I said, what would you say are like some healthy relationship standards or traits that men have a problem with meeting?
I think some men have a problem with honesty, being fully honest about what they want, where they are in their life, being honest with themselves and to the people around them. I think a lot of men have a trouble with being vulnerable, and unfortunately, patriarchal society has conditioned men to believe that being vulnerable, being honest about your feelings, being that way is a feminine trait, when really it's a human trait. Human beings go through those things, and it's okay to face them. It doesn't take away from your masculinity. And this is just my opinion, I believe when you can face your vulnerabilities like that and communicate them clearly.
I ain't gonna hold your boy seat. I don't know what she did to, but it looks good though. I'll give her that. I'll give her that. It looks good though.
That is like peak masculine man, right? Because you're so secure with yourself that you're willing to be honest about yourself and honest to who you're with. I think another one is a lack of discipline when it comes to sex and this overindulgence of lust, right? And I'll give an example. I just saw a video of this woman on a very first date. She was asked to go on, and they were on, I guess they were about to leave, and he got upset at her. This is their first encounter. He got upset with her because she didn't reveal that she was on her period on that first date. Why? Because he assumed after this first date that he was going to hit some ass, and literally told her, why wouldn't you tell me you're on your period? I mean, I just did all of this, all of that. That right there is drying the pussy up, my niggas. All that scary, why you ain't gonna have sex with me after this date? Why you ain't tell me? I don't know what that is, but it ain't masculine. Y'all can let me know. But stuff like that just goes to show that you're so hyped up on sex that you can't even be a normal human being on a first date with a woman. You're asking this girl about her fucking period because you're that thirsty to get into the bed with this girl you just met. And I think that creeps women out. And that wasn't just one.
Okay, so
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we might fight.
Okay.
So what's making them so lustful?
You sell it, we show
it. That was
the strength of Amazon's technology.
Perfect timing.
What is making them so lustful?
Because it's psychological, usually. When you look at the behavior in the society, you have to look at everything, right?
Before they get into it, let me ask y'all a question, chat. Let me ask y'all a question. Because she said that men feel as if they can't be vulnerable, right? That's what they say. That's what Jazz says out of her mouth, right? She believes that men they feel as if they can't be vulnerable because they're gonna think that it's a feminine trait. But let me ask y'all a question. Have y'all ever seen a boss? Have y'all ever seen a CEO or anybody who is in a leadership position complain or put themselves in a vulnerable position? Have y'all ever seen that? Have y'all ever seen a CEO come into the office or come into a building complaining like, oh my God, I don't know what's going on. Man, listen, numbers are fucking down, bro. I don't know what's going to happen. Listen, man, I just don't fucking know. Do y'all ever see that? in these big businesses, people who are in leadership positions. I'm not talking about your manager or your shift lead. I'm talking about the high end, the people who are in leadership positions, real deal leadership positions. Do you see them coming back down to the employees complaining, talking about how long of a day that they had and what's going on, the struggles that they're having? Do y'all see that? Or do those CEOs get around a certain group of people who are somewhere close in proximity to the same position, and they hash things out in regards to what they need to do in order to forward the business? Y'all let me know. That's how, I mean, let me know. Am I tripping? They hold frame, correct? That's what I thought. They were whole frame. So you wouldn't know if the shit was going down or not. You wouldn't know what was going on. Because they whole frame. And this is the same thing when it comes to a man. It's not the fact that, oh well shit, hey man, I don't want to show them this because I don't want to show them that. I don't want to show them that it's a sign of weakness. No. What I don't want to go on is, if I come home panicking, that means everybody else is going to panic because they're looking up to me to make sure everything is solid. So if I come home and I'm acting as if everything isn't solid, they're not going to be confident. They're going to be like, okay, shit, well, what the fuck is going on? Do I need to worry? Do I need what? I don't know what to do. Because typically he has everything going. I don't have to worry about anything. But now I don't know, because even he's out of frame right now. He's emotional and all this shit. Do I need to worry? You see what I'm saying? So we protect y'all from that shit. You don't need to worry about what's going on. I can take care of this. We can take care of this right now. We got all of this shit going on. Don't worry about it. Just stay over here. I'll make sure I'll make something happen over here. Don't trip. You don't need to know everything. You don't need to know all of this. You don't need to. I don't need to come back to you and say, listen, man, hey man, today's a long fucking day. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm fucking, I'm just going fucking through it right now. Nah, whole frame, come home, you smile. Hey man, everything's good. I'm wonderful. I'm fucking blessed. We making shit work. But you got some shit to take care of over here though. But hey, you making sure that everybody else is straight, because you don't need them to worry too. Because now there's something else on your plate. That now you got to make sure that they covered, and they're not worrying, because that's gonna drive more stress onto you. Because fuck. Now they over here complaining. Now they over this bitch crying and they're scared. Now I gotta make sure that they're calm, and I gotta make sure all of this shit is good over here. But I can't really focus on this because they over here tripping out. I don't need that. Why you think the government? Why you think the government? They aren't. Yeah, we have one now. We have Trump, who is far more transparent than a lot of presidents have been. But yet, if they were to pour out everything to the American people, do y'all know? I don't think y'all realize y'all wouldn't be able to handle that shit. You would not be able to handle that shit. A lot of y'all say, just tell us just tell us. If they told you everything that was going on, y'all were fucking good. Y'all would panic. This whole fucking country will be in an uproar. It will be smoke in every fucking state. That's why they don't tell you everything. That's why they don't tell you everything. Just as the man, he shouldn't tell you every fucking thing. He shouldn't. Exactly, Bull City. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. You don't need to know everything. You don't. All you need to know is that, look, I'm going to make it happen. All you need to know is I'm going to get shit done. One way or the other. It's going to get done. And say to the men went on their first day at dinner, have you ever talked about monthlies? Like monthly what? Like periods? Like the Shark Week?
Why are women more naked if they have a problem with men being so lustful? Because just a minute ago, you was saying clothes. I'm not saying you're naked. But
I don't think most men talk about it. I don't necessarily think most men talk about it, but I think in regards to that question, in regards to what they're talking about, I'm pretty sure there was something that led up. There was something that probably led up to the fact that it was gonna be an exchange of, hey, if we're gonna go out and have dinner, I'm gonna get the box. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. And then, then she came out the woodwork. Oh, I'm on my period. Like, oh, word, that's what we doing. It's like, oh, that's what we doing. Cause let's be real, ladies. I want to ask y'all a real deal question. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it 110% right now. We grown ups, we're adults. If you know, regardless if you think that you're gonna do it or not, regardless if you think that you're gonna do it or not, would you ever, or have you ever gone on a date while it was Shark Week? Have you? Or would you? Because in my head, I'm thinking, okay, well, why would you not? Like, why would you do that? So Baby Ruth says, yes, I have. I mean, okay, y'all have. So let me ask y'all a question though. So what was y'all thought process in doing that? Was it your way out to let them know, like, listen, so just to make sure I don't do anything, I'm gonna go in my period, or is it just something that just kind of happened? Just like, oh, this just so happened he wanted to go on this date, and just so happened my period came on that day. Was it that situation, or was it calculated? Be real. Let's be honest.
But just the fact that even men saying something about what they wear, there's pushback if you tell them they should cover up. But then you also have a problem with us being lustful. So why are you
What you mean,
eager to be lusted after?
What you mean today's not a negotiation? I mean, but I'm saying though, you going on that date, even in the back of your mind, was there ever a possibility that you might be giving up the box?
Sexually, who do you want lusting after you, gay men or women? Because when you're more naked and you're attractive, the nature in me can really harm you because a lot of different reasons that we can't understand, but we have to live in reality with it. So we can say,
true.
They shouldn't feel this way when we have this on, but we are also saying they're very, very lustful. It's so this. Well, why are we? Maybe if we change it and we don't want to be lusted after, we know they're this. I just wonder if that would kind of change. Maybe if we would be taken more serious. That's all.
Well, I think that since the beginning of time, there's always been pimps and hoes. There's always been prostitution. There's always been an exploitation of sex as it pertains to women. You know what I mean? They have literally designed it where you can pay a woman to have sex. If these are not the women that you value, then don't pay attention to them.
So you'll be having like career women who are not necessarily hoes, but they want to look like hoes. That's a fact. Like, because then you have the conversation where, and I know them. It's like, and I'm also in Vegas, but it's like, it's also a part where these women will argue, and I've seen it, the fact that, oh, well, it don't matter what I wear. You shouldn't just assume I'm this because of what I have on. So we also can't assume that. But we're going to say, pimps and hoes. So it's like we're going to assume the men, your ass out, though.
But
and then whether I'm a career man, a judge, I like ass. That women like ass.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I'm saying, like, of course, if you have your body parts out, people are going to look. When I tell a woman, well, I'm not telling a woman anything. People are grown; they can do what they want to do. But no,
she ain't gonna tell a woman anything. But she quick to tell the man though. All right.
But when you wear certain things, you are going to get a lot of attention based on that. That does not mean that you deserve to be touched. That does not mean that because your ass is out, that a stranger has the right to assume that you're selling it.
Correct.
Why does Jazz do that shit? Why does she always do that? Who the fuck said that she was gonna get touched? Who said that she was gonna get touched? Nobody said that. But what it does, it makes men objectify you even more. They categorize you. Whether it's warranted or not, they categorize you. The way that you present yourself, I don't care what you think that he should be doing or what you think the world should be. We live in reality, bro. If you dress a certain way, you're gonna get slotted a certain way. Just as if I walk out in the streets, I'm out this bitch. I got a shiesty on my face, and I got a, you know what I'm saying? I got the hoodie on. I got a hoodie on. I'm sagging my pants. I'm walking through this bitch at night with a black hoodie on and a shiesty on my face. What you gonna think? You gonna think I'm a law-abiding citizen? Or you gonna think I'm a law-abiding citizen? Listen, bro, don't judge a book by its cover, bro. Don't do it, bro. I ain't even like that. No, but you dress like it though, fam. You look like you ready to go. You look like you ready to go rob somebody. Or you look like you one of them YNs. So if you present yourself a certain way, people gonna look at you a certain way, regardless of what you feel it should be. The reality is, yep, if you dress like a thigh pocket, guess what? They're gonna slot you as a thigh pocket. And they probably gonna approach you as such. Now, if you carry yourself and hold yourself like a woman, and you present yourself in such a way, guess what? That doesn't mean you're gonna fully negate those type of men, but it minimizes the risk of it happening. I'll give you an example. Say you didn't know these women, right? Say you didn't know these women. We're just gonna play the hypothetical game here. If you looked at Felicia Rashad, for those of y'all who don't know who a Felicia Rashad is, she's Claire Huxtable off the Cosbys, right? When you look at a Felicia Rashad, do you slot her as a woman that's a thigh pocket? Do you slot her as a woman like, oh, I'm trying to bust that down? I know she's slanging that thing. Or do you look at her as more of as a respectable woman, somebody that you would want to take home to mom and daddy? That's somebody you want on your arm. That's somebody that you want to put a ring on her finger because you know she's straight up. You know that she's going to represent you how she's supposed to represent you. Or do you look at a Cardi B and say, hey, yeah, I see Cardi B, you know what I'm saying? She wild, she crazy, but you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see what that thing do because I know she be slanging that thing. I know she be throwing that bit back there. You feel me? I know she be twerking. I know she get down. You see the difference? I wouldn't put Cardi B in the same category as a Felicia Rashad. I don't give a fuck how much money she got. Don't care. I would slide Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B in the same category. Just saying.
Does not mean that a man has to go and degrade you and put you into an alley and say, well, she had on them little shorts. No, that's what I'm saying. The clothing doesn't matter. It's the lack of self-control of the person that's doing the harming. Now, when it comes to the lustful part of it, there are groups of women who desire that.
You feel me? I'm a law-abiding citizen. You understand me? I am a law-abiding citizen. I'm not, listen, bro, you're not about to catch me out here doing nothing crazy, bro. You not. I'm chilling. I'm vibing, bro. I would put it to you like this. The most nigga shit that I would do is roll my windows down in my truck and play my music up loud. That's about it. That's about the most nigga shit I would do in my neighborhood. That's about the most nigga shit I would do. Other than that, nah, fam. Nah, I'm not. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing that, bro. I'm chilling. I pay my tickets on time if I get them. If I do get a ticket, it was because of speeding. That's it. It ain't because I'm doing nothing ratchet. It ain't because I'm loitering. Nah. No, and no. no, and no.
Of lustful attention. I get it. They're on the internet. They're doing the thing. And like you said, there are some career women. I don't know if you mean like, I guess like how they appear on social media, like how they dress. like their presence on
of
social
course,
media?
if you're a lawyer or whatever, but even the ones
I
that are
think so,
losing their jobs
what's good
because
with you,
of
bro?
certain Instagram posts, and they don't all have OnlyFans, it's because they could be career women, but when they go to the club to come see whatever celebrity, you can't tell them from the hoe.
Yeah,
But
I
you
don't.
want me to not be, so
But the
you're
thing,
trying to attract the men that like hoes.
but the thing
You
is,
know?
I feel like men think women are hoes regardless of what they're wearing.
You lied to me. See how you just lied, Jazz? See what I'm talking about? You just be saying shit, bro. You just be saying shit. No, I just gave you a full-on explanation. The difference between how men slot women. I gave you a Felicia Rashad and I gave you a Cardi B. Them two ain't in the same category. We don't look at them the same. Cardi B is a jump off. A Felicia Rashad type, nah, that's a keeper. That's a, hey, listen, you better lock that down immediately. Immediately. Knock that down right now, my boy. A Felicia Rashad is the type of woman that the fellas will hold you accountable and say, hey, bro, you bullshitting. You got a phenomenal ass woman over there. You over there fucking around. And you fucking up. Get your shit together, bro. Because you ain't going to find too many like that. Get your act together, bro. A Felicia Rashad type is a type men will hold their friends accountable for. But a Cardi B, though, niggas like, hey, man, hey, do what you do, bro. Do what you do. Do what you do.
Men assume that if you've had more than one partner, you're getting you.
Okay,
You're
I can't even. But see, now we're going over to this subject. Well, if they say, but I gotta also, because this is why I think my experience of being with women has opened my eyes to certain perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
Because even those women aren't always gay, right? There's a little bit of, even in a lifestyle of women stating that, encouraging young girls to have whole phases. So it's like, I can't just sit up here and act like the reason why men's nature is even more this or undisciplined is not because of the constant temptation and even how women raise young, attractive boys. Oh, he gonna have some girls. He gonna have this encouragement to be
right.
non-sexually.
Felicia. You're not, bro. You're not putting Felicia in the same category as a Cardi B. You're not. A Felicia Rashad is that's a wife. You feel me? The Claire Huxtable, that's a wife. Cardi B, that's a jump off. 1000%.
Discipline, whether it come from their daddy who's encouraged them to lose their virginity young, or their mother who's hyping certain stuff up, or just the fact that they're gonna get into society and want to get sex in the first place. But I'm just saying, like, I think that for a problem to happen, it's okay to say that both conversations can exist.
Facts,
Where
people.
women can't say that generally they have a problem with the nature of men being overly sexual, but then men can't say they have a problem with us wanting to be overly sexualized, because then we say, well, that shouldn't mean that we should get raped, which we agree. But do we kind of talk about the shouldn'ts or the reality of the fact that that's not going away? You're always going to have
and that's
men,
go ahead.
you're always going to have some men who can't control themselves. So what we can control is to probably narrow down the implication when we go to certain places to look like a woman who want her ass grabbed. That's all I'm saying. But if you do go outside, I hope you can protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? From that type of energy is all I'm.
I get it, but I respectfully, I disagree. It doesn't matter what a woman is wearing, because there have been women fully clothed that got great on her way to her car from work.
I agree. I'm not saying great determines on what you're wearing. We're talking about the lust,
bro.
though.
AD need a rent free in her hair, bro.
It's just like you can get
men
mauled by some. Go ahead.
But men can be enticed by a fucking nun. Okay? Men can be enticed.
All right. I just want to do a quick, I just got to do I just got to do a quick synopsis real quick. Let me ask y'all a question. Fellas, would y'all, let's be real, would y'all get turned on by a nun? A nun. A nun. I ain't talking about when she take the shit off. I'm talking about everything going face cover. All you see is the face. That's all you see. You get turned on by a nun. I'm just trying to figure this out. Unless you, fam. See, you see, look, we gotta ask, look, see what I'm saying, Tech Coach Rap? We gotta ask the real questions. We gotta ask the real questions. Is it a Halloween costume or this is a for real nun? No, a for real nun. A for real nun. Talking about she ain't no cheek clapping. A real nun. Not dressing up for Halloween. We talking about a real nun here. You see what I'm saying? Just that, look, just by you asking the question proves my point. Nah, if it's a real nun, I know for sure most men aren't getting turned on by no nun unless she's a Halloween nun. And we know typically a lot of women who dress up as nuns, they tend to do the slutty nun. So again, that's what I'm trying to figure. I'm just trying to figure it out. Taking that Advil break. Listen, bro, she hurting my head right now, bro. She hurting my head. She hurting my head right now. I don't know what it is, but she bugging right now.
By a little girl. Men can be enticed.
Correct. And because we know that, we should also not over-sexualize our little girls.
No, absolutely. But who sexualizes little girls first?
Their mothers.
I don't know about that one.
Look at Miss Shirley. She had men, knowing men are this way, was having her little outfit going, doing all this, popping her booty. They paid money to drive hours to see this little girl. Had random men picking her daughter up. There is sex rings online and on Instagram where women are selling their kids.
Little girl.
How do you think R. Kelly got a hold of all them young girls?
Listen.
How do we think these people in the industry, women, did you know Chris Brown's security had to turn mothers away who kids were in high school because they wanted to throw their kids at Chris Brown? Women are definitely sexualizing and selling their kids. Aaliyah parents sold her for $1,000.
No, I understand that there are women and men that sexualize children for their own personal gain, for their benefit. I get that. Like exploiting a child, having them walk around on stages with other grown adults, I ain't with that. So I agree with you there. But my thing is we should never accept a society that says there are going to be men out here that are going to grape you sometimes. They're going to be men out here, regardless of what you're wearing, regardless of where you are. They're going to just be men that act on their lustful ways, and we just have to deal with that. And I think that is a serious problem.
I figured out Jazz's problem. Jasmine don't live in reality. She lives in the what should world. She lives in the should world. That's where she lives. She dwells in that should, what the world should be. Imagination. That's where she lives. That's where she dwells. That's where she thrives. She thrives on the shoulds. Well, it should be this. Well, Jazz, I hear you. I agree with you in that aspect. And if we both lived in that imagination, I would agree with you. However, we don't live in that world. We live in reality. Live in reality, right? So, what does that mean? There's this thing called preventative measures. Preventative measures. Mind you, your average dude ain't finna approach you. That's one. Your average dude is not about to come up here and just start. He ain't finna grope you. He ain't finna grab you by the pee. He ain't finna do that. Your average dude not finna do that because your average dude ain't finna go to jail for your bitch ass. He's not trying to go to jail for you off some bullshit. No. So, preventative measures though. How do I get someone not to look at me as a slut? So I'm gonna look at the women that aren't dressing as provocative. I'm gonna look at the women who are dressing a little bit more modest. If you have a pretty face, yeah, men are still gonna look at you like, damn, she's gorgeous. But I guarantee you, the way that you dress, they're probably gonna approach you a lot different than you would if you was dressing like a thigh pocket. I'm 110% sure. I'm a man, I know. There's a difference between the two. If you already dress like you ready to get buzzed down, I'm finna approach you just like that. I don't want no conversation. I ain't trying to know you. I ain't trying to get to know you. Nope. What's good with it? What we doing? On this other side, like, all right, look, I can't approach her like that because listen, she don't look like she on that type of time. So if I'm gonna talk to her, I'm gonna have to come correct. I'm gonna have to, I already know I'm gonna have to have a conversation with her, long night phone conversation type shit, long text and shit, like, hey man, grand rising queen, which I don't say that. I don't say the grand rises, but I say good morning. You gonna have to come with the little sweetheart shit. You feel me? Still gonna have a little play in it, but you get me. You gonna have to. It's two different things. But your average dude is not trying to grape another woman. Like, niggas ain't on that type of time for real. You got a select group of men who actually be on that type of time. They be on that bullshit, and they get held accountable. If they don't get held accountable out here in the streets, they definitely get held accountable once they hit that jail cell. So,
we should not be accepting men looking at some women as objects to abuse and use and take away somebody's autonomy. We shouldn't be policing so much all of these clothes when every situation has been where it doesn't matter what the clothes are. A predator and an abuser is going to do what a predator and an abuser does.
It's the exact same dress my mom wore. Yeah, I found it on eBay.
Energizer's 3-in-1 Child Shield is the world's first coin lithium battery that has 3 different safety features.
I'm not talking about the women that are serving their kids up to the predator, like the kids did with, or like the parents did with Aaliyah, or the other kids did with R. Kelly, or whatever the case may be. I'm talking about regular women, because I didn't grow up in a space where the women in the family was like showing the girls off to the men. But I had weirdos in the family that was looking at little young cousins and young nieces saying weird remarks like that. We all know somebody that's looking at a little girl like, man, when you get 18, when you did, come on now. We've always said that. And you have to understand that was started by men because it was normal and legal.
Do know
Let me give y'all, listen, I'll give y'all a prime example. Let me ask y'all a question. I did a live stream on it. I think it was maybe two live streams ago. 2, maybe 3 live streams ago. Let me ask y'all a question. When you look at Bad Baby, what do you think? Respectable woman or thigh pocket? Yeah, but you can't even put your regular picture on there and talking that talk. Boy, shut your ass up. What do y'all think? That's what I want to know. What did y'all think? Bad Baby. Yep, cash me outside. Cash me outside. Cash me outside. How about that? Cash me outside. How about that? Matter of fact, let me pull up the picture. Watch this. We gonna show y'all something. Let me look. Let me show you. I bet we can go right here. Does that look like a respectable woman? Does anywhere on this picture do you see somebody who looked like a respectable woman? Because you know she was talking about how fellas are waiting on the 18-year-old, the chick to turn 18, which I don't agree with. Like, yeah, there are some creep dudes who wait for chicks to turn 18 and then all that shit, right? But she made millions off of that shit, off of her OnlyFans doing this shit. Does she look like a respectable woman on any level? Cash me outside. How about that? Just look at the pictures. Take your time. Does that look like something your average everyday man would want to take home to mommy and daddy? If you were a sane individual, I'm pretty sure the answer would be no. I'm pretty sure the answer would be no. And a lot of reasons, and the main reason why she made a lot of millions is because you had some guys in there who already seen her, who already slotted her to be a thought pocket in the first fucking place. So therefore, they was ready. They was ready to see her spread the lips open, or whatever the fuck she was doing. They already knew she had the hoop in her Cash Me Outside guy, had the hoop earrings in. She talked back to her mama. She got all she had. She fit the description of a thigh pocket, and they was ready. But when you see, watch this. I got something. Watch this. Watch this though. What's up? Excuse me. Let me see. Let's go to the cast here. Right here. Boom. I got something for you. Watch this. Now, when you look at, y'all remember Daddy's Little Girls, right? With Idris Elba and the three daughters, right? Now watch this. When you look at Jasmine, when you look at China McClain, does that, she turned 18? Does that look like someone that you would consider a thought pocket? Would you consider that somebody that you would deem as a thought pocket, or would you deem that as somebody like, you know what, I can take her home to mommy and daddy? And I'm just using this as a point of reference because they're younger, they're younger ladies, they're younger women, right? Just to prove the point and what Jazz, just to not prove the point of what Jazz is talking about. And your average everyday man would probably want to take a China McClain home to mama and daddy versus a bad baby. Just saying. But that's just a small example of what I'm saying.
It was normal and legal for men to have child bride.
But most men were molested by grown women. Mm-hmm. Most men's sexual experience was from a woman. So what I mean is, I'm not saying, if I say that this is reality, that does not mean Lucky accepts the fact that there are predators. But to a certain extent, because there have always been predators.
So what can we do?
Unless we have to find them. Then you have to go. That's why we have Me Too movements. We have all these movements on how to catch a predator. That means that they're not going anywhere. There's different type of predators. But what I'm saying is, I wonder what this fight is to not just say, yes, we should have more of a responsibility as women too, to maybe not over sexualize ourselves, because some predators don't matter what you wear. But yes, there are other predators, like the stories we watch on IDTV, where you could be coming home from the club and you get in an Uber and he decides to take advantage because you got a little skirt on. It's a lot harder to rape you if you got jeans. You know what I'm saying? So
oh my God.
I'm not saying that acknowledging one means, oh, it's okay. That's not what I'm saying. So I'm trying to be careful with the narrative here with my perspective. It's not saying I'm okay with that. It's saying the reality of it is I have a better chance of protecting myself or looking less like something that you can portray or just being responsible for how I'm carrying myself. If I don't want to give off if I don't want to give off, I want to be fucked tonight.
Build a website you love.
Jazz so disingenuous, bro.
For your words, create your.
Maybe I should maybe my skirt to be a little longer. What is it up with me where I want my ass out as a married woman? Or what is it with me as a woman who say I believe in God and I want respect? Why am I trying to dress like the women who don't want respect? I don't never want to be mistaken with a street walker. If I'm not a street walker, that's just on us. Fuck the man. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm coming from. I'm not saying that. And in that, bro, there also comes other responsibilities where, yes, to your point, you can't determine. I'm not saying if you wear this is the outfit to run a predator off. I'm just saying that in itself is also important. And we can't say men are so lustful when we're so whore-like in the way we present ourselves. Even sometimes I like certain shirts. Hey. And I feel like I can get away with it because I'm not as big. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no double D's. But even still, it's like, okay, do I kind of want to wear this as a mom? Like I'm a mom, you know? So that's what I go through as a person.
Appropriate. You know? What's appropriate. Yeah, and exactly. I feel you on all that, but here's what I'm hearing, Lucky. You're saying like, yeah, men are doing this. This is bad that men are doing it. And then all the weight on changing it bears on the woman, bears on the person that is being 9 more times than not the victim of a man's abuse. So regardless, like we just determined and agreed that it doesn't matter what a woman is wearing for a predator or an abuser to attack them, right? So if that's the case, why aren't we shifting the narrative to empower young boys and to empower young men or men that want to change and check their internalized misogyny and say, hey, we need to build better men to understand mentally that just because a woman is wearing a certain thing or she's in a situation with you.
That's most men, though.
But most men are not. I don't know if most what I hear most men
most of our you went throughout your day without
I'm sorry, bro. Jazz so disingenuous, bro, in these fucking conversations. I can't fucking stand it. But but it's one of those, you know, it's like one of those things that you hate, but at the same time you want to listen to it because you want to hear what crazy shit somebody gonna say. Here's what Jazz doesn't understand. What's good with you, Vanity? I appreciate you. What Jazz doesn't understand is this. Let's use technology for an example. Let's use companies for an example, right? What do companies do? They have this thing called cybersecurity. Why do they have cybersecurity? For threats, for the hackers and shit, right? So in order for us to protect the company and all the important information and documents that we don't want to get out to the public, we have to then put in preventative measures, which is cybersecurity to protect our systems and protect our documents so that these hackers cannot get in our system. It's not the job. It's not the company's decision. It's not the company's responsibility to sit and say, listen, man, fuck. It shouldn't be about us having to put cybersecurity up and have all these preventative measures. The hackers should just stop. The hackers should just stop hacking our system. They should just stop doing it. We need to figure out how to just stop the hackers from hacking our system. No, because it don't work like that. You are responsible for your own shit. You are responsible for it. So if you decide not to put preventative measures in order to protect your shit, that's on you. If the hackers get into it, that's on you. That ain't on the hackers because the hackers gonna do what they're gonna do, and you can't control that shit. You can't control it. So you have to be responsible. You have to put in preventative measures in order to protect all your important documents so that shit don't go public. That's why companies have cybersecurity. But she don't look at it like that. It's, well, you have to put the onus on not yourself. You have to put the onus on everybody else. That's just like saying, hey, Courtney, hey, bro, you should be able to walk in the hood at any given time of the day and night, and nobody should fuck with you. Nobody should fuck with you. In theory, that sounds phenomenal. I should be able to walk through the hood. Nobody say shit to me. Nobody do anything to me. I shouldn't get robbed. Nothing like that. Just stood up. Nothing. I should be able to just walk through that hole freely, do what I need to do, and get the fuck on with my life. But we all know that ain't reality. We all know that's not reality. So what is something that I can do that's in my control? I cannot fucking go. You know what? I don't want to put myself in that compromising position. So I'm not going to go. I'm going to stay over here on this side. I'm going to stay over here on this side. I ain't going over there. Right. You feel me? Wearing the Jesus piece and the Rolex on 24s. So nigga, eyes is on me like, so he, I don't know who that is. So he got 24. He got the Jesus piece too? And the bust down? Oh yeah, we on him tonight. We got us one. See how stupid that fucking sounds, bro? See how dumb that sounds? But she don't understand that. And even I guarantee you, if I gave her that same analogy and she heard it, I guarantee you she would not argue. She gonna blow right past that analogy. And she gonna like, but you don't understand what I'm saying though. Like, I get it, but I don't like, no, apparently you don't fucking get it because I just explained it to you perfectly. So that way you can better understand what the fuck I'm talking about. Because if you understood the analogy, you then wouldn't have nothing to say. You like, you know what? That makes sense. You right. You control what you can. You control the things that you can control. You can't control the niggas that's gonna be out here doing egregious shit. We can't control that. But there's preventative measures though. Dress more modestly. Stop walking around by yourself in these streets by yourself. I get it. You want to be a stronger, independent woman, but we understand we don't live in the should world. We live in the reality. And the reality is there are some dudes out here who gonna come at you regardless. So you need to be at least 2 to 3 deep. Always. That's one thing that they taught us in the military. Never go anywhere by yourself. Always have a battle buddy with you. No matter where you're going, always have a battle buddy. Never walk anywhere by yourself. Have a battle buddy with you. Preferably 2. But if you have to, take 1. That's called preventative measures. Preventative maintenance. So that way, if things were to pop off, you have somebody who is a witness or who can help you get out of the situation. Right, Ted Code, right. Yeah, nah. But in her logic, the enemy should just play fair. The enemy should just fight fair. I shouldn't have to walk around with 2 or 3 people. I should be able to walk down the street in the middle of the night by my goddamn self, and nobody should be able to fuck with me. Nobody should touch me. Nobody should talk to me. Regardless of, I should be able to walk down the sidewalk with a bikini on at 4 a.m. in the morning, and no man should say nothing to me. They shouldn't even look at me. You know what? They shouldn't even be objectifying me like that because I don't objectify myself. I'm not a thought pocket. I beg your finest pardon. Shit's crazy to me, bro. Shit's crazy. And that's the kind of logic that she got.
But no man touching your ass. You probably went your whole year without being harassed, raped, or something. Some women go their whole lives without experiencing that.
I get that.
You know what I'm saying? So most men are not acting in this gorilla nature. So you do have some. So I'm saying, but in the conversation, will bring their lustful nature up synonymous with being dangerous. So that's why I was just talking about that. But I'm talking about, I brought up what we wear again because if I agree.
Yeah, baby Ruth.
Imagine bringing your side project.
I'm paused anyway. Good. I'm glad it came up. Listen, man, because she talking crazy, man. Jazz always on some more shit. I don't know why it's just one of those things, bro. It's just one of those things that she always doing what she doing. And it's like, I just want to hear what she gonna say. Hey, I appreciate you, Tech Coach Ralph, for tapping in with us, bro. I appreciate you, big dog. Have a good night, homie. I appreciate you for tapping in. But I don't understand it, bro. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Is Jazz out of pocket? I think she is. I'm just gonna call you. I think she out of pocket. She wild as fuck. And she only think one-sided. You can't convince her or nothing. She lives in the fairy tale world of the world of imagination. That's where she lives at. That's where she thrives. That's where her home address is in imagination land. Over there with SpongeBob and Patrick, in Bikini Bottom. World of imagination. You know what I'm saying? 1932 Bikini Boulevard, under the sea, deep down under the sea. That's where she lives, because that's just wild. I don't understand it. But make sure you like, comment.